What's up, everybody? The Jawbers are back. I'm Big D. This is MJ.
Yo, yo, yo.
And we are doing Night of Champions 2023 review. And we just watched Gunther versus Mustafa Ali at the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther retains. What do you think? How do you like it?
You know, I just stopped, or I just got done bitching about long matches, and this was just a breath of fresh air for me. Um, dude, this wasn't bad at all.
No.
Uh, it was very simple to me. That's just it. Like I need simple things because I used to think I'm intelligent. Now I know I'm not. Um, and it was just very simple, man. It was a simple match. I understood what was happening from beginning to end, and the
Mhm.
fact that Mustafa Ali didn't get to flop around and fly around once again, this is like AJ Styles shit. Um, it's just like I don't care about the moves. Like tell me something, show me something. Like what am I watching this for? And then this was like, hey, it's like we got this almost like a local boy um, being put in against an unstoppable force, which is what happens with when you have champions for a long period of time, especially somebody like Gunther who really embodies it and owns it. You
Mhm.
know, I
Right.
told you before I get too going too fast here. I told you that um, like right now WWE has got two champions and they're building up uh, uh, a feel good group as their third, the tag team champions, Raw tag team or whatever, Universal, whatever the fuck they are. Sami Zayn and KO. But so you have that one boss in a video game. I was telling you like NBA Jam, where or Super Mario Party, where if you go too if you beat them too much, then they cheat to come back and win. You got that
Right.
in Roman Reigns, and that's always annoying because you just get pissed off because they're cheating because you're beating them fair and square. They're cheating, so you get pissed off. But once you beat them, when you beat them, you're like, that's it, motherfucker. You have that kind of satisfaction. You have fuck you kind of satisfaction. Then you have bosses that are just fucking tough. That is really hard. You try and try and try and try, and you can't beat them. And that's Gunther. But once you beat him, it's like, holy shit. Like, it's not like fuck you. It's like, whoa, like, I'm fucking good. I beat the champ. I beat the hardest boss. There's a satisfaction there too. And so
Right.
anytime anybody faces Gunther at this point, it's like that is the underlying story that's built up. It's like this is a tough boss, and all of a sudden you have somebody who's like half his size, who flies around like a fucking chicken with his head off. Him and Ricochet should open up their own show. It's called Circus, and do circus acts. But anyway, he comes in here, local boy. So people they know there's no way he's gonna beat this guy. So it's that underdog story on top of it, and thank God that fucking Gunther is so good.
Right. Yeah.
He is just so fucking good. There's a reason he's an Intercontinental Champion. This shows it. Let me.
Yeah. I mean, like going like when we were discussing like doing the Night of Champions reviews and stuff like that. And you kind of had a couple matches in mind.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gunther and Mustafa Ali was not on your radar.
No, no, it was. It was. It absolutely was.
Yeah.
I
Well,
started out with main events, but then I was like,
all
I
right,
kind
right.
of also want to see Gunther and Ali.
Well,
No,
I
no,
guess I sold it. I
I.
sold it enough.
Well, here's the thing. You sell Gunther all the time, and
Yeah, that's true.
you're
I do.
100% correct.
Like
You're 100% correct. And I'm glad.
being
If
able.
I didn't say this, I'm glad we watched it. How's that?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. I like that. I mean, me too. I'm glad. I'm glad. It was. He's just so good. Like
Mm.
he made Ali look so good in this match, even though everyone knows he was not gonna win. And when Ali was making his little comebacks in here, he sold that desperation so perfectly as well. Um, but it was the point where Gunther took the spinning DDT from Ali, and just him doing that move alone, that's what like triggered me, and just like Gunther is just so good because you don't see big guys like that just taking that bump. I mean, like I know we talk about Gunther a lot lately. You bring up the how small he looks, or he doesn't look as big.
Mm-hmm.
You put him in the ring with Ali,
Skinny.
and it's just like, yeah. I mean, he's still huge, but he
Oh, he's
sells it
filling
so
out.
much. Like when like he gets pissed off, he sells that, and the hits are just that much harder, and just that more believable, and like, oh, he's just so good. Um, really good match. I'm glad that he had. Again, it wasn't a super. Wasn't at all really a story-driven match or feud. It was just a match to get Ali on the card, which is great for him. Um, I mean, it's always good to spotlight him anyway because he doesn't really he doesn't never does bad in the matches. It's just for whatever reason, smaller guys just they don't cut it anymore. And give up for Ali though for sticking around in WWE anyways. All the shit that he's gone through and all the failures that he's had, and his like new gimmick that I mentioned while we were watching. He's like this super positivity gimmick, but this last week he got like serious and he's like, I don't even know why I'm being positive. Like he's like, I've just had like 3 years of just losing after losing after losing. And, it's like he had like nothing. He's like believing in nothing really, and well, that's kind of like I mean that's really what he's done. I mean up until um, what was it when he got hurt a couple years ago, right before Kofi Mania. He got hurt, and that's where Kofi Kingston got in to go into the Elimination Chamber, in which he won. And Kofi Mania happened. Like that was Ali's spot right there. He had gotten hurt, and ever since then, like he just hasn't been a like consistent figure. And so just seeing him in good matches, it's always good for me to see. And um, yeah, it was just it was a fun match.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you. So the story of this match, what I talked about Gunther being that boss. That like anybody that beats him, it's like, well, this is a challenge because they kept the title on him for so long that he now has that aura about him. So they can put anybody against him. Really, I mean, it would be better to have a storyline, but they can put anybody against him, especially
Right,
when you have this like Mustafa Ali who just came out of nowhere, and it's like one of these chances. It's like one of these chances. Like for instance, so Rocky, the movie Rocky was based off of this one fight. I forget the name of the other fighter, but it was like one of these. They were technically a professional. The guy was a professional fighter, but his career was, it wasn't doing well. He was fighting really like low level bouts. And Muhammad Ali just like they picked him to fight Muhammad Ali. Just like giving a chance to somebody who probably never get a chance. And then
right,
he went toe to toe, Oh, they say he was one of the very first people to actually knock Ali down, even though he technically accidentally stepped on his foot.
Right,
But
right,
anyway,
yep.
at that one moment, for that 1 second, Muhammad Ali was on the ground, which was unheard of. Okay, because he was such an unbeatable fucking boss, unbeatable force. That's what they're
No,
building. Anytime you have a champion who's not cheating, who's beating everybody fair and square,
right, right.
you're making somebody into that. And so that was the story that was going on here. So like Muhammad Ali, he's going to be one of the local Muhammad Ali, Mustafa Ali. He's going to be one of the local boys. Is he's given a shot against Gunther. I mean, he won it, you know, in the
Yep,
battle royal. He
yeah,
won it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's really like we know it's like, oh, he's given a shot. He's gonna go battle, and now you got small, you got David versus Goliath bullshit. You got a small guy, underdog. He's not gonna do anything. So anytime he mounted even a little bit of a comeback, it was just like holy shit. Like everybody was
Right,
just
right.
excited about it. Everybody was excited about it. But here's what makes Gunther great, and it's just one point in the match. Outside of that fucking boot to the face when Ali tried to jump on the ropes, I just love when they take down these high flyers, these very athletic guys. I just love when they take them off the ropes. Same with AJ Styles.
Yeah,
When Seth Rollins pushed him off, same. And but the boot from from Walter was fucking ridiculous. That was hilarious because he spun, dude. Like I mean, you can tell that Walter was really he's spinning him around, man. He's really sending some force behind those hits.
right.
But one spot right there that really just shows you like that Walter, Gunther, whatever is you're gonna hear both. That he's just on the next level, which is it would seem so simple, yeah. So after the boot, he comes out of the ring and he swings Mustafa Ali into the post.
Yep.
Mustafa fucking hits it, boom, right, like spins, like just this fucking Dolph Ziggler selling bullshit.
Helicopters it. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just poof, spins, falls down on the ground, and what like nine, at this point, 10 out of 10 wrestlers, what would they do? They'd
Go
go
over,
that
pick them up.
pick him up.
Right.
What did Walter or Gunther do? He went in the ring, and he
And
just
so,
let it fucking simmer, let
yep.
it simmer, and he also got a super kick to the face that he sold better than 99% of those motherfuckers out there who treat him as fucking as punches.
Right. Right. Got a lot of
So
spit. Got a lot of spit built up in his mouth.
that's right. If Walter can sell a super kick,
You know what? And he has to because he doesn't have long hair.
what, dude? But he said he was like immediately. He's boom, spit is on the ground.
Starts staggering, whatever. Yeah. Yep.
You'd kick smaller guys in the face, and they'll just come right back up.
Right.
Yeah, like that was with AJ Styles and fucking Seth Rollins that happened. So to me, uh, uh, you had the big guy who's dominating the match. His chops are real, however you want to put it, they're real.
Yeah.
There's no question. And so
No.
anytime you get this big mid of his compared to Mustafa Ali just smacking him, right? It looks sincere. It looks good. And he was dominating the match. And Mustafa Ali, I think he had two or three little comebacks. They were both
Yep.
just shot the fuck down. But with every comeback, you were like, well, I know he's not going to win, but damn it, it's fucking entertaining.
Right.
And
Right.
I
Just
mean,
give that. Just give that little bit of like uncertainty. Like this could
yeah,
actually happen. Like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And so, like, you just didn't know. You were 99% sure that he's not going to win, but that one fucking percent sat there going, like, oh, fuck. Well, he's with the home crowd. Maybe this is his time. This is his push. How fucking unbelievable would it be if Gunther lost here?
I would have been pissed this day.
Yeah,
I would have
yeah,
been so pissed, like shocked at the same time, and like that's like
yeah,
that's a reaction that you almost want to give
yeah.
the people that are watching is like a
You,
surprise and just like disbelief and just like some sort of emotion rather
but that's the
than
percentage. That's the percentage.
Honestly,
99% of the time, it doesn't happen.
right, right,
But
right. But
but
when it does,
WWE has done enough to where that 1% of the time does fucking happen to where you're like, oh,
right, right.
this was to me a much better match than AJ Styles and Seth Rollins.
I can agree. I can agree.
And Walter slows things down.
Yep.
He takes his time.
Hey, man, and like his nickname is not a lie. He's the ring general.
He is. He you know
And
what? You know what he reminds me of? I'm going to say it now and then you can give me shit for it later. But
okay,
you know what they call Peyton Manning? The
AN.
sheriff.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
the sheriff. This motherfucker is starting to look like Peyton Manning of WWE,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Like if people can start like the more people that get in the ring with him, they're gonna learn so much more. I think just from being in the ring because like he's just like old school, but I don't know. He's just so good. He can sell. Like everything that like you if you make a checklist, I bet he checks off most of that list of what you want to
Absolutely.
see in a match.
Absolutely. He looks like a
And
man.
that's why I can't like I could argue with anyone right now that he is top guy just because he's not main eventing or has the highest acclaimed title. He's the top guy right now.
He is.
They
He
just they just
he
they, they just don't know it yet, and they're slowly. You know, it started with the Royal Rumble. Well, actually, it started with them getting the IC title and keeping it,
yeah.
even though McMahon he was originally going to take it off him real quick, but he's had it, and then he had that Rumble Royal performance, and then something else after that. Well, I
By
don't
the
know, but
way,
they're
I gave it 5 toilet paper rolls, just so
just
you
pushing
know.
them.
It's on the
Yeah,
screen.
it's
I assume you're giving it 5 too.
I'll go 5. Yeah, it's hard not to. I mean, it might be a different category 5, but it's still 5.
Yeah, it might be one ply 5, but yeah, but what am I like? I was thinking, I was sitting there going like, what am I bitching about? Like, what? Why would I give this 4 toilet paper rolls if everything
Right,
about
right.
it was great to me?
Exactly. Yeah, that's how we do it, guys. So if you have a problem with it, then too bad.
We
Um,
got 2 words for you: 2 ply.
but yeah, he's just he's just so good.
Tremendous.
He's so good. I can't wait to see where this title reign goes. I would love it if like Imperium if they can start building up the rest of Imperium together and like
He doesn't even need him.
no, but that's so much better with them
It'd
as
be
a
like
group.
underbosses. You have to get through them. They could totally build them up as fucking just this nightmare fucking tag team.
They could right. Well, that's the thing. Like I want them to like start winning their tag team matches and maybe them not needing to necessarily. I do like it like when they get involved sometimes, like in Gunther's matches. But most of the time, especially they're like the pay-per-views and stuff, they don't they're in the entrance and that's it.
But
But
but, but
I want to see them get more of a push, more momentum in
Well,
the
they
tag
started
team
out as
division.
jokes, really, like in the main roster.
A little
Because
bit, I guess.
you
But that's
know,
that's where I like they need to change that, and that goes for a lot of the tag teams.
well, Gunther is changing that very quickly. Um, the but remember, for the longest time we talked about like part of so we're called the Jobbers, and remember how I know we both complained about not having these superstars, and I mean this. Like, not this WWE fake bullshit. They tell me somebody's a superstar. I mean, this is like a Walter is becoming a fucking superstar.
Yes, he is.
And and Roman Reigns is already a superstar, and so is Brock Lesnar's a superstar. Okay, but you get there by not losing. It doesn't matter for Brock Lesnar. He's kind of like over the hump at this point, I guess. But we're
Yeah.
having wrestlers that are not losing, and it's building. It's giving it so much more dimension. It's giving it so much more. Uh, um, I don't even know what to call it outside of dimension. There's a lot more in between. So like when you have people that are not losing, that
Right.
means that that builds them immediately, builds them up into something more like something extraordinary,
Right.
and for the longest time WWE had none of that.
Yeah.
That's partly why I like Goldberg. We might disagree on this, but the reason I like Goldberg is because I don't know how many undefeated how many matches he won before he lost one.
Right.
And
Right.
then when he lost that fucking one, it's like it was cheating, you know?
Right.
But
Yeah.
even then, it's like that was cheating. So like he did lose, but he's still undefeated. So anytime Goldberg came out, Goldberg became a fucking superstar, man. He was going
Yeah.
toe to toe with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. You
Yeah.
know. So I think Walter is that, man. Walter is, if he's not that, he's becoming that. And goddamn, like just sitting there, just watching this fucking match. Every time he got control, he slowed it down because Mustafa Ali's he has a fast pace,
Right.
and he let
Right.
Mustafa fucking sell it.
Exactly.
And that's not that fucking complicated, is it? I'm sure it is while you're in the match, while you're like in the throes of it. As a bystander, just somebody watching, it doesn't seem like a complicated thing, but it seems like it's a lot easier said than done for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
A lot, much
Yeah.
easier said than done.
See like how much adrenaline's going through these guys and like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
You
it's
gotta,
and like to me, like a good telltale sign is like if you see some like a wrestler do like a high risk maneuver, um, you see that and they look to the crowd for approval. Like
right.
every time, so like this happens, dude. This happens so much so that it's bothersome. But I tell you, tell me what you think. You get 3, 4 guys outside the ring, right? You get one motherfucker climbs the top rope, turns around, and sunset flips on
Yeah.
them. And as soon as
Yeah.
he lands, he gets right back up and fucking looks the crowd and stokes the crowd for like, yeah, cheer me. It's like that's like that's like being a comedian and then saying something fucking so taboo and ridiculous. You can do that once or twice. If you just keep doing that, people are just gonna think you're a fucking asshole. You
Right.
know, you can't do that too much, and it's just like constant. Here, it's like Walter is like the complete fucking opposite of that. He just like stokes the fire, and plus we have a clear baby face here and clear heel, and the heel dominated, and
Right.
babyface
Right.
had let me like hope nope done hope oh shit he might actually do something, and then Walter just fucking clotheslines him twice like a little bitch,
Yeah.
and it's like yeah that's
And then
what
he
we
kicked
thought.
out of the, and then he kicked out of that.
Ay ay
That's
ay.
where it's like those were like perfect kickouts in my mind because you're just like, oh, that's it. There's no
And that
way.
was that's right.
And
You even caught me saying that.
Ali did a really good job of
Yeah,
like hiding his eyes when they look at the referee and he's counting. Like when it's too obvious, you're like, but like
but
he
that
did
was
a really good job of hiding.
well, for sure. I see why they see something in him. You just need to pair him up with somebody who has some sort of fucking semblance of how to sell.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. It
So
was just like, just I
10
mean,
out of 10, baby.
yeah. This is it's so hard. Man, he's just so good. He makes the other people around him good.
Absolutely.
And that's the
Absolutely.
guy that should be maybe not necessarily the face of the company. He could be, but if he could be just that powerhouse that people are like, oh no, ain't no one gonna beat him. Man, that's just how it is now. I like he was the perfect guy to resurrect the standard of the Intercontinental title.
Yes.
And I can't
100%.
I can't wait till he beats. He better break Honky Tonk Man's record because that's just like how are you gonna have the Honky Tonk Man still be your longest reigning Intercontinental Champion? Not anymore. Like this is like Triple H is just like making his own record book now. These are
So
my
this is like
guys.
thanks to Honky Tonk Man is what's actually so it's not really somebody sitting behind the scenes going, like if we write Walter into this championship and let him stay within, let him become this force, then he's going to have a lot more meaning behind him. He's going to have a lot more weight behind him. Matches against him are going to mean something. So what you're telling me, instead of people actually sitting back there and thinking that, this is just like somebody's got to, because of Honky Tonk Man, we need to move this out of the records.
Oh
So
no,
we're
I
just
don't
going to
think
give Walter. I mean,
I
dude,
don't think
sometimes
that.
shit like that
But
happens.
but putting a title on someone that's new, it just gives them so much more credibility. Like I mean, half the time when guys get called up from NXT and they just amount to nothing, it's because they're put into nothing. You got your like you say like Dexter Loomis. He comes back and they put him right with the Miz, and it's just like, all right, it's funny like the first couple times, but then you're just dragged on and just gets boring, and then I don't care about Dexter Loomis now. And they almost did that with Bronson Reed. They're doing a little bit better with Bronson Reed now. I hope they can continue to hype him up because I think he's really good. Um, but yeah,
You know,
but
they
like
should,
Gunther, put the title on him and just have him do what he did in NXT UK, not lose.
dude. Gunther is becoming a legit superstar.
Yeah,
And what I'm seeing, dude, it's like that's what I bitch about every match is what I'm seeing him actually do.
right.
And so what am I gonna sit here and give it anything other than 5 fucking toilet paper rolls?
No,
No. This is
no,
literally what I've been talking about. It's so much more exciting to watch this fucking match than a lot of matches I watched recently
right,
in the last 3 years. And it's with Mustafa Ali, who I just like doesn't do anything for me.
right, right,
And
right.
and here he is. He's elevated. He kicks out like I mean that's it. That clothesline fucking
Yeah,
pancaked him,
give,
and
give
he
them the
kicks out. I'm like I got a little respect for Mustafa Ali.
yeah, give them the opportunity to do what they're
Yeah,
doing. This is what they do. Just give them the opportunity to showcase it.
but here's the thing I want
Hell,
to say. Like, should WWE have different weight championships versus just as kind of like you got your lightweight going against a heavyweight. Like I
right.
understand,
Yeah,
like I get the David versus Goliath match. Like you can have that, but it's like if you have like Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, even Keith Lee, who's not even in the same company, but you have
right,
like big guys like that. They're like maybe the ultra heavyweights,
right.
you know. And then you have your heavyweights, which is a certain weight range.
Well, they
Like you
they had they had a chance when they had um, when they brought back the cruiserweight, and then they did the cruiserweight classic. Uh,
because then I have different expectations. I have like a
5 years ago.
cruiserweight. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, like when they did that 5 or 6 years ago, like they were like that should have turned out to be so good in that division,
Yeah.
but Vince just shat on it, and then they didn't do anything with it, and it's just like that was a big missed opportunity. Um, and I feel like a lot of these guys, Ali and Ricochet, and like they really would have shined even brighter, and they weren't able to. So
Yeah, cause at that point you can have a cruiserweight that hung with the fucking heavyweights,
right,
but you can't have
right,
too many of those.
right,
Like that's a rare thing. Cause then can you imagine? Like imagine that. Imagine like okay, so Walter, uh, okay, just imagine him as the heavyweight champion. All right, not ultra heavyweight, but the heavyweight champion. And then you have Mustafa Ali as the he's one of the cruiserweights who got this crazy opportunity to go against the heavyweight.
right,
It's like there's no chance in hell because like they don't cross at all. So that means there's just no chance in hell. No chance. There's no chance in hell for him to like. This is just like very rare opportunity. And then he goes on a little streak. Defends like somehow finds a way to win 2 or 3 challenges, and then he loses to Strowman or back to Walter. And then you just have this little spark that like elevates him. He's back with the cruiserweights, and all of a sudden, Mustafa Ali is the one who hung with the heavyweights. You
right,
know,
right. Yeah,
so you have like if you can't set up long term stories, you have these little weights of their own challenges, their own things that they can bring to the table to build a story quickly. I'm just saying that like this was very close to that. I mean, this was set up that way.
oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, like at the end, like Ali losing did not tarnish him at all. No, it's just
No,
like
no. If
how are
anything,
they
gave him a
gonna
little more cred.
right? And it's like how are they gonna put that on the screen now of like what are they gonna do with him next that is like a positive coming off of this? Are they gonna do anything like or is this just like a one time? I don't know, but
It's going to be looked at as nothing happened.
that's what I mean. I hope it's not, but but either way, I'm excited to see who's next for Gunther. And
Did you just utter a Goldberg phrase?
well, I guess I did, but well, I
Mm-hmm.
can't. I can't say next.
Who's next up? You
I mean,
can. Who's
I said
next?
I said
Who's
I said
next?
what I said what's next. I didn't say who's next.
Okay, all right.
Because if I
All
said
right.
who's next, then
God forbid you're gonna like spontaneously combust if you say one good thing about Goldberg.
I said I haven't. So
Oh, that's so funny, man. No,
right,
but this is like being a champion for this long is a Goldberg type of treatment, and that's
right, right,
you can understand that's like this how good it is, like how good it is for like Macho Man didn't lose that often, Hogan didn't lose that often, you know, like they were one of those people. It's like fuck, it's like somebody's gonna have to step in and beat him.
right.
But that's what made him. That's what made him all. And we're making Gunther. We're watching Gunther being made right now. And it's
This
fucking beautiful.
this could be the rest of his career.
Yes.
Intercontinental Championship till he retires.
I mean, if there's nothing wrong with that. Cause on the face of it, who gives a fuck whether it's Intercontinental,
right, right.
Unified WWE, World Heavyweight, uh,
Careful.
fucking
Don't wanna.
undisputed incontinental. Like, who gives a fuck? Like if they have heavyweight, if they have weight limits, then it makes sense.
Right.
Otherwise, it's like whatever. It doesn't matter,
Yeah,
dude. If he's just winning, that's just beautiful.
yeah. I just want good matches for him. That's all I
That's
want.
well, you
Uh,
know,
That's all that he's given. So
I like one of my best friends. I went to film school with him. I was trying to create a series way back in the day, and I was sitting there and just talking to him about it, and he's like, "I'm not gonna help you work on this series unless you have plans to end it." And I was like, "No, I don't have any fucking plans to end it." He's like, "Well, then I'm not working on it." And I'm like, I asked him, I was like, "Why is all of this?" He's like, "Eventually, the shit gets stale. You know, eventually shit gets stale, and eventually it's just like too much. There's like too many shows, too many things, too many stories, too much. It's just too much." And like WWE has prided has pride going like how many years now? It's like 40th WrestleMania, but they've been going much longer than that. Of this continuous Raw as being this continuous weekly production product, and they're gonna produce a lot of it is gonna be shit because they just don't. It's a constant thing that just keeps going. And so when they have something like this, where like they're changing it a little bit, they're actually like, no, we're gonna let this fucking uh, uh this guy not get defeated. Same with Ramen. I mean, he elevated both of them, and it's like it created some stories, created some interest.
right.
This here is like this is the breath of fresh air. We need it, but it's difficult, man. It's tough to write that long.
Another, another
So,
thing that like I would love to see as far as like Night of Champions goes
mm.
is have champions go against other champions. You know,
For not even for the titles, it's just
right, right, right. Yeah,
champ v champ.
just all champions and matches, and because like they were kind of doing that with the Survivor Series, I think it was, where they were doing Raw overall survival team against SmackDown, but then they're also doing the Intercontinental Champion against the U.S. Champion. Um, I think women's champions were separate, maybe. Yeah, Raw
Mm.
women against those SmackDown women, and then you had the two titles going against each other. Like I want to see, like I would love that's where it's like 2 years ago. I'm like when Reigns got the title. It was probably like within like 5 months after that is when I was like dreaming up of like because Gunther was probably NXT UK champion at the time, and I'm already thinking like I want to see Gunther Roman Reigns. Like that's what I want to see. So you're building up Gunther not to lose. You built up Reigns not to lose. Now you get these guys to go
Now you
go
got some
for it.
fireworks.
Someone has to lose. Boom. There you go.
Now you got some fireworks.
And it was like before you got the Usos, and then you got Ludwig and Giovanni
Kaiser,
Vinci,
Ludwig
and
Kaiser. I was
yeah,
like, wait a
Ludwig
minute.
Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, have them and the Usos freaking
Yeah,
battle it out with some bangers. That was like my dream. I was writing scripts about
yeah,
that. But anyway, um, so 10 toilet paper rolls,
yep,
and yeah, that's watch it back again, watch it. I mean, just watch it. I mean, you just see things and just the little things. Everything was done very well, and match was only 8 minutes. We probably talked about it for 40.
yep.
Um,
39
but
16 right now.
oh, there you go. Um, but that's gonna do it for this. I'm Big D. This is MJ. We are the Jobbers. Check us out, jawbers.com. That's JAWBERS.com. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.